District playoffs, and just over the top of Mike Myers up the alley. Danny Marston going to end up on third base as he leads the game off with a line drive triple up the alley. So again, these are the playoffs. This is semifinal. The winner will play the winner of Hex and Fat Kids for the championship. You are seeing it correct. They're doing a little glove tournament to get everybody ready for the major national championship tournament Labor Day weekend. So it's a nice little concept. Brings up Mark Manizzi.
Anywhere, Mark, anywhere now.
So just underway here. It's basically the same game we show you all the time, except the pitcher does not get the drag step. And he flares one to Ryan Russ and Danny Marston, just a courtesy tag, as Ryan throws a one-hopper right on the money for out number one. So that's going to bring up Dave Navarro.
Do it with a hit here, Dave.
Both teams have a pretty good team out here. They both looks like they might be missing a guy or two, but even with what these guys both have out here, these would be pretty good teams if this is basically all they had all summer. So here's Navarro, and he pops up, and coming in and it drops. So a run's going to score. It looked like P.J. Raines, who is an outfielder by trade, was going to run out there and make the catch. It sounded like Kearns may have called for it, and then he didn't get there. We got a very gentle breeze. Feels like it's blowing out toward right center. And here's G5, Greg Fleming. So we'll get to some rules. Again, this is 16-inch with a glove. This is what we'll be showing you Labor Day weekend down in Joliet when the big boys are all playing for a national championship. And we'll see if Rismondo can repeat. So Greg Fleming, a little chopper, Raines over to Mike Myers, the second baseman. Anthony Stacy kind of turned into a statue. Good awareness by Myers to run over there and cover the bag. So 2 outs brings up Chris Bakulis. And Chris has got big pop. He's actually a pilot. So we're underway here. Game of the week. We took a couple of days off after showing you those 3 championships last weekend and streaming 12 or 13 games, whatever it came out to. And for you Class A teams, tomorrow is the entry deadline. So those teams that had told us they would give us a response, please don't forget. And that pitch is low.
G5,
And Pakulis, a high fly ball. Dispenza, long run. He won't get there. Now it takes a crazy hop. Fleming will score, and Pick is on second. So that ball was up in the air for a while. That wind blowing out. Now it kind of shifts toward the line at times. And it was just a soft pop-up. It looked like the wind was knocking it down a little and blowing it away. And Dispenza couldn't get to it. And here's Tyler McCulloch. So early 2-0 lead here. A little bloop to center that maybe should have been caught. And now a kind of a soft pop-up. And Signature's pushed 2 across. And McCullough trying to go the other way, flares it out of play. And at this time of the year, especially after this past weekend when a lot of these guys were playing in Melrose, some of them played in Melrose and Hamlin Park, coming out of the no glove, and with the brutal heat we've had, some of these guys are a little leg weary. And most of the leagues are winding down now, so some of these guys will, get a week or 10 days to kind of recuperate a little bit before the major. And of course, starting next week, we'll have the SSA Men's Class A 16-inch Glove National Championship out in Carroll Stream. So here's McCullough. He slashes a big 2-out hit, 3-0 Signature. So Flashback failed to make a couple of plays, and it's coming back to haunt him a little bit. Brings up Matt Manizzi. And of course, this kid here can run. So any type of a longer single, chances are he's going to score.
Yeah, big guy. You got time. 2 outs. Plays at 1.
And there's a strike. And of course, Moji throws a knuckleball. And when you get a cross breeze like this, you always wonder whether they can control it. And there he flares it past Shane Lawler. Dispenza gets it in, fires it in. Threw that to Shane Lawler, the first baseman.
Another one out there, Brian.
So runners on the corner now for Brian Haas. Brian having a pretty good year. Playing a real solid short center. Before he came over here, he was actually playing some shortstop. Seems a little better suited to be up the middle. He's kind of a bigger kid. And I would think, I always thought short center was a great place to be because you're looking right at the hitter. And there's a ground ball, and now it goes off the base. And that's going to score another run. So it looked like Stacy was going to gobble it up. And we'll show you this freak bounce. It hits the base and pops into center field. And nothing you can do if you're Brian Haas, but it does plate the 4th run. So Signature getting a couple of breaks early in this ball game. And it brings up Carbo.
That's it way back home.
And Carbo, I gotta say, he played on Mudville.
Nothing here. Nothing.
And Chris always been a terrific kid.
Go, Moji.
And there's a strike, so runners on the corner, 4-0. Flashback trying to get the 3rd out of the inning.
Nothing here.
And there's a high fly ball. Ryan Russ is there, and that'll do it. So, couple of bloops, a freak off the base, and Signature took full advantage. They jump up 4-0. Flashback coming to bat. So a lot of softball coming up. We're doing the draw, you Class A teams, Sunday at Gulliver's Pizza and Pub out in Oak Brook Terrace at 4 o'clock. Please try to have a rep available. Your ad drop forms are due at the draw or before if you want to email them. And we'll be getting ready for that. But of course the deadline is tomorrow at 5 p.m. So if you're on the bubble and you want to get in, you gotta fish or cut bait and jump in. Me, Jerry Brown will be doing a Class A preview show next week. We haven't firmed up whether it's going to be on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, but we'll be getting that out where we break down the bracket, talk about some of the teams, and we're going to probably have a couple of guests on that show. So you may want to check it out as the A division takes center stage. So it's going to be Brian Kearns, Dan Dispenza, and P.J. Raines, the first 3 scheduled hitters. And Flashback had an odd no glove. They've been scoring a lot of runs in the Chicago Summer Series. And there's Kearns off of Manizzi to Manizzi, but he can't get the ears on it. And Brian Kearns still runs pretty good. A lefty beats it out. So it'll bring up Dispenza. Man, my broadcast partner calls the double machine. But they had a little bit of an odd no glove. They really did not score a lot of runs, not by their standards. But they grounded out and forced the NIF game. And they looked like a tired softball team, taking nothing away from Circus, who was fantastic all weekend. And Dispenza dumps it into left field. So the first 2 hitters on, and And that really, you know, my thoughts on that. Fleming tried to throw to second. Kearns was literally a foot off the bag. And it went off of Marston's glove. If it wasn't for the backup, could have been trouble. So here's P.J. Raines. This flashback trying to punch their way back into the ball game. P.J. takes that ball high and deep. And there's a strike. And there's a rocket. Marston with the glove, double hitches. Safe at first. And that's what the gloves will do. We'll show you the replay. That ball looked like it was going to be clean. It was smoked. Marston waved that big glove and made a spectacular play. But there you saw the bobble, and that's all it took for P.J. Raines to beat it out. And it brings up Anthony Stacy now. Bases are loaded, nobody out here. Flashbacks put the first three hitters on base. And that's what the gloves will do. You will see some hits being taken away, and a lot of times it changes the mindset of a team. You got to execute a little more, and sometimes you got to know how to move guys. That's going to score a run, and you could hear Manizzi yelling too. Now Dispenza easily into third, brings up Mike Manzella, 4-1 now.
Come on, Mike.
Right. So here's Manzella. And Mike been nursing a bad hammer for a while now. And so I think the Fat Kids are the visitor down there. Manzella, this could be a... No, he comes to first. Good hustle by Raines. And that's a perfect example where Mark Manizzi is standing there. If Mike Manzella is completely healthy, he's not going to get Mike at first. Good hustle by Raines to get into second. And now with 2 outs, another runner in scoring position for Ryan Russ. So it looks like Fat Kids in the second inning, early 2-0 lead on Hex. And Ryan went big, and he's out of play. And I got to tell you, Greg Fleming overran that ball. He was by the fence. He didn't even make an effort to stop at the out of play line and maybe reach over. Might have had a play. Instead, he walked right out of bounds and then caught it not that far. I think maybe that slight cross breeze might have kept it from going as far foul out of play as maybe Greg thought. Thanks for the kind words, Steve. So here comes Ryan Russ. And now he goes a little harder down that line, and that's a foul ball. So he missed it soft, hit it a little harder, but same result, foul. So they go to the bottom of the second, 2-0 Fat Kids leading Hex. The winner will come down here and play the winner of this game for all the marbles. So Ryan Russ now needs to keep the ball fair. And we'll get to some rules at the top of the second for you newbies to the stream. And if you are new, thank you for tuning in, as we are officially in the dog days out here in Chicago.
Ryan, might be trying to walk you. Come on, right.
And that pitch way deep, full count. And Ryan, again, right up the elevator shaft. So Ryan Russ way too much oxygen, but they do sneak back into the game as they make it 4-2 as we head to the second.
Come on, guys, a little defense. Come on, boys. Tighten it up out here. The game's out here. Come on, Shaner, let's go.
So I didn't realize the scoreboard had no inning on it. So 4-2 here, heading to the second. A couple of rules: 60-foot bases, leadoff can't steal. 38 feet from the pitching rubber to the point of home plate. Pitcher gets 2 fakes or hesitation. Third arm action must be to deliver the ball home. A throw or a fake toward a base is considered one of your fakes or hesitations. 6-12 on the arc. Playing open count, I believe, tonight. And we do swing heavy bats. They can weigh up to 38 ounces, 34 inches long, 2 1/4 on the barrel. And I'm trying to think if I forgot anything. Of course, no drag step tonight. So here's Don Ronalds, the pitcher. He takes that pitch short. And this is not a mush ball. It is a 16-inch clincher, comes out of the box firm, and it will maintain its consistency throughout the game. They're playing the fence. No fences in the outfield. It's going to be all you can get. And a couple of quirks about this park. We'll get to that after this pitch. Fastball gets away with it. Ryan Russ handles it easily for out number 1. You see the dugouts don't have a very high screen, and the fence that runs parallel to the foul line, not very tall. And then on both sides, they got this weird opening where we do see balls that get away from first go out of place. So in this park, you got to be careful with the ball. Here's Marston, who led the game off with a triple. So you're up to speed on the rules. And of course, for you newbies, 99% of what we do out here is no glove. And that's really a fun way of playing 16-inch and the way it was designed. So here in Chicago, the gloves are an anomaly. The SSA only runs 2 glove tournaments, and that's the one in Carroll Stream. And there he grabs a strike. And of course, the major on Labor Day. We also run a Class A no glove. And Anthony Stacy robs him of a hit. So you can see the gloves having a little bit of an impact early in this game, as that ball was hit hard, potentially a ball that could have got into the alley, but you see Stacy waved the glove and made the catch.
Get out of here.
So here's Mark Manizzi. Hit a fly ball the other way that couldn't score the run, but Signature recovered nicely and still pushed 4 across. And that pitch is inside. Tries to punch it, and that ball is going to be fair down the line. Russ got there, holds him to a single as he walks the dog down the left field line. So Mark Manizzi, we talk all the time, he had big shoes to fill when he got here. When Kevin Duff was one of the best in the game, in his prime, left to run circus. Here's Dave Navarro with 2 outs. And you got to be careful because Mike Manzella does throw left-handed. And as a base runner, always know which hand the catcher's throwing with. And Navarro to center field, and Kearns is there, so 1 out base runner, can't do anything. We're going to head. Like I was saying, 16-inch was invented here in Chicago, late 1800s. Chicago Yacht Club. They were waiting for the score of like the Yale-Harvard game or something. and they were bored, so they tied up a boxing glove and started hitting it with a broomstick handle. And the rest, as they say, is history. And the game is really designed to be played in small parks and limited space, and was originally designed to be cheap, because all you needed was a bat and a ball. And here in Chicago, it's like religion. Most of the guys out here have played no glove since they were in grammar school and on the block. And then years and years ago, the other association thought by introducing gloves, it might encourage more out-of-state teams to get involved. And we're seeing a lot of the out-of-state teams now. Here's Joey Agardo starting to play more no glove, especially in Iowa. And there are teams now in Southern Cal and Arizona doing it. And there's a flip shot into right field by Joey Agardo. And they're going to courtesy run for Joey. He got dinged up a little bit late on Sunday at the no glove, so they're trying to save Joey's legs. Joey playing third base today, normally a shortstop. And that brings up Mike Myers. So second inning in a row, Flashbacks put the leadoff man on. And that pitch is a little deep. And I don't know if either team has anybody on the bench tonight.
Come on, Mike. I'm here.
Oh, Will Russ. My bad, Will. And that ball sneaks through. And Ryan Russ thought about it after Navarro bobbled it. But he'll stop at second. So Mike Myers shot it through the infield. As Danny Marston was way over on the right field side of the bag. And Brian Haas just couldn't get there. So it brings up Shane Lawler now, first and second, nobody out. Of course, in my opinion, Will Russ, one of the best young pitchers nobody ever thinks about.
Just trying to get me to stream at the age, you know.
Oh, I know you're going to be out there, Will. You already told me you were. And of course, Will, a terrific young announcer. So Tyler makes the catch. No chance to get Myers. And you can call that a productive out as he moved both base runners over for Julian Gutierrez, who's going to take a swing for Mike Marasovic. And the only reason why he's sitting for Moji this early is because they got Will Russ on the bench. And they got Gibbs. So here's Julian. I almost didn't recognize him. He had a beard for a while. When I saw him today, I'm like, he grew a mustache. Then I realized he just shaved the beard. And he looks about 15 years younger. And Julian just came out of the gate this year like a house on fire. Slowed down a little bit recently, but this is an important guy for Flashback as they head into Joliet, and he grounds it right back to the pitcher, and you can see Julian very frustrated. And again, Julian does like to flip the ball the other way. His shoulder just flew open. And now it's up to Brian Kearns. And Flashback's in jeopardy here of blowing a golden opportunity to score a run. And that's what happens. Sometimes guys hit rough patches and they think a little too much. And Kearns, no one's going to get to it. And the fan tried to catch it and almost fell down. That's about what Gio would look like going after a ball. But I give him an A for effort. He's wearing a March shirt.
Come on, Kern and Burn. Let's go. Round and pound.
So here's Kearns. Base hit might tie the game. They're giving him some respect in center and right. Greg Fleming, very confident in his ability to go back, is squeezing him a little bit. But if Brian Kearns hits a line drive in the left center field, he may run all day. And Tyler is playing him shaded toward the line. Navarro straight away. And there's a little roller up the middle. Little bobble. Myers going to try to score, and he's safe. And Kearns will run to second. And sometimes that's what speed will do for you. I think Mark had a little, can see he just fumbled. And Mike Myers was running with 2 outs. He scores from second. So both teams had a couple of plays that might have been made. Meanwhile, the lead run at second for Dispenza. And it always cracks me up. That's why they do these. And there's a ground ball, and Matt Manizzi makes the play, but Flashback ties the game at 4 as we head to the third. And that's why they do it in some of these leagues, because we don't use the gloves out here, and a lot of guys, you know, really do struggle when they put the gloves on. And I think part of the problem is we got infielders that are wearing these huge mitts. And a lot of times, you know, it's not like an infielder glove, so when the ball gets in there, it tends to maybe spin a little in the glove. And then when they're all reaching for it, they have trouble finding the ball. And we see a lot, and we'll see it at the major, and we'll point it out if we're broadcasting, but a lot of times an outfielder, if they're charging a ball, we see them actually throw the glove off to the side and go and get it barehanded and come up throwing. So here's Greg Fleming. And then it'll be Pekulis, and then it'll be McCullough. And Greg slaps it. PJ Raines didn't really get in front of it. He was going to play it off his hip. And that's an example where he's wearing a big glove because he also plays the outfield. Ball hit the fingers, and the glove just bent, and he couldn't close the mitt. So here's Chris Pekulis. And there's a ground ball up the middle, and that sneaks through past Moji. And here comes Signature now, runners on the corner. So this infield, we haven't had a lot of rain, and it's playing fast tonight. Navarro will come courtesy run. It brings up Tyler McCullough. So if you're the infield now, good, well above average speed at first and in the box and at third. So you got to know what you're going to do with the rock now. And this infield is so fast that once you get it past the pitcher, it's not a simple task for a short center to get to it. And Moji catches a strike there. And there's strike 2, same spot. And again, for those of you wondering how the 6-12 arc goes, there's a chopper up the middle. Stacy, a tag throw, not in time, but the lead run scores. So McCullough, who can scoot, Dave Navarro did a nice job just kind of doing the limbo there and making Stacy have to reach that extra few inches. And by that time, trying to recover and throw wasn't going to get Tyler. So 2 outs now for Matt Manizzi. Or 1 out. I don't know why they got 2 on the board. PJ Raines, an outfielder, made the easy catch there. You might have heard some people yelling it's down, but you know, that's what you got to do. With a cross breeze or any kind of breeze, your infield's got to support that outfield. And these infielders can't become statues. They got to get out on the carpet if they can. So now there's 2 outs, and here's Haas. McCullough will score on the stretch single. That's a given. And there's a strike. So the flatter the pitch, the deeper it can land. The higher toward the 12-foot limit, the shorter it's got to land. And like I said, with this wind, the knuckleball will move a little bit, but it's also much harder to control. And Haas, a little grounder, and that goes off of, and they need to get this in. McCullough took the turn, and now the throw gets away, but McCullough will stay there. And Dispenza bounced the throw. Moji became a statue. He's got to give Dispenza somebody to throw that to, and then he's got to listen for his catcher to tell him to cut. If you don't hear anything, you let it go. If the catcher says something, you cut it off. So second and third now with 2 outs. Chris Carbonaro in the box.
Sal, give him that Italian temper. Tell him to shut the fuck up.
And Chris drives it to the alley. It's going to score 2. So Carbo comes through. And they don't quite back to that 4-run lead, but they're up to 3 and counting here. And Moji kind of flattened out. Carbo's on the roster, but he hasn't played much this summer. And I think when a guy like that comes up, you want to try to stay up higher on him and make him actually have to earn a hit. You don't want to throw him a meatball like batting practice. And there's Raines can't make the backhand play, and Rollins is on base. Again, you saw a ball pop out of a glove of an infielder. And when I was playing, I used my infield glove from when I played hardball. And so when I reached in there, the ball went in there. It had nowhere to go. It stayed in there. And I think if you're an infielder, you're doing yourself a little bit of a disservice with the big floppy glove. Signature plates 3. Marston, a knuckleball. Ryan Ross with the sliding catch of that knuckleball. And that was great play. It saved a couple of more runs. Ryan Ross, a human highlight reel out there, normally without the mitt. And that was pretty stuff there. So we head to the bottom of the 3rd. As Danny Marston gets robbed by Ryan Ross. So 7-3 here, bottom of the 3rd. Meanwhile, on the other diamond, it looks like it's 4-2 in the bottom of the 4th. Fat Kids and Hex. Fat Kids leading. So it's going to be 3-4-5. PJ Raines, Anthony Stacy, and Mike Manzella here for Flash. And again, both teams have given the other guy a couple of runs here.
Yeah.
And that pitch a little deep for that height. And he calls that a strike, so Nick's been pretty consistent. If you throw it lower, he's giving you.
Go get it, Tyler!
PJ, Tyler is right there.
Come on, Faze, let's go in there. Let's go in there.
So that was kind of an odd swing. It was like he wasn't committed to it. And then at the last minute, he threw his hands on it. I'm going to grab some water. Man.
Come on, Faze. Come on, Faze.
So we're back with Anthony Stacy. Little roller. See Manizzi there, threw the glove off. And then he dropped it anyway. So we told you a lot of these guys on a routine play, they're just not comfortable with the glove. So Stacy reaches with one out. He brings up Mike Manzella with Ryan Russ on deck. See if Flashback can take advantage. And Manzella takes a strike there. And Mike Manzella right up the elevator chute. And now it drops. I don't know what happened there. Manizzi looked like he was going to get there at the last minute. Somebody called it, and the ball dropped him right in the exact middle of three Signature guys. So Signature opening the door here a little bit. Here's Ryan Russ. And Ryan been taking high pitches, and he's been flipping them down the right field line lately. And Tyler McCullough has given him a lot of line in right field. Let's see if he goes to that swing in this situation. I love it when guys look around and they try to sneak the peak where they want to hit it without being obvious. And he took another glance to right to see where McCullough was. And there he took the pitch. Kind of fake like he was going to pull the ball. And there he grabs a strike.
Come on, Ryan.
And I think if that ball is thrown at that height a little shorter, we may see him dump that down the right field line. And now all of that goes out the window now. Because a lot of guys won't try to go down the line with two strikes. And Ryan tries to go big, and G. Fleming, he did get there with the glove. He actually slipped on his initial step. And then he turned around. He might have twisted an ankle. And then he was able to get there, and he is grabbing the top of his foot there. And now he's going to try to walk it off.
Come on, Iggy.
He didn't quite barrel up on it. The ball got out of the infield quick and then really slowed down once it got out there a little bit. And I think that might have been the effect of this cross breeze. And Greg ended up throwing the glove up there and he made the catch. So now two runners in scoring position for Joey Agardo. Big at bat early in the game if you're a Flashback fan. And Joey didn't like the call. The question was whether crossed the plate, but it did clear the plate. It looked like it was in the well. We don't have the greatest angle from where we're at. And that pitch a little deep.
Love it! Love it!
And there he flattens out, and Joey just hammers it up the middle. Navarro going to try to throw. Of course, Joey, they courtesy ran for him. So Joey Agardo just pounding it up the middle. And I think Signature caught a break that, you know, Joey's obviously not 100% because he's not a guy you would normally run for. And PJ Raines got a monster jump at second. They were never going to throw him out at the plate. Here's Mike Meyer. And Mike goes up the middle. Marston stays down and makes the play. But Flash answers with two. They close to within one, and we'll head to the top of the fourth here.
That's a good one. We're going to get a couple back there, boys.
Answer a couple times.
Let's check out the...
Chainer, let's hold them, buddy.
So now they're in the top of the fifth. 4-4, Hex and Fat Kids. Winner gets the winner here for the championship. And we'll start a new stream and we'll carry that game live as well. So whoever starts picking the ball up these last 4 innings is going to have the advantage. But right now, both teams are a little sloppy. And of course, when we get to Joliet, those are all turf infields. Still have natural grass in the outfield. And the thing about turf is you think you're going to get the good hop, but the second hop will hit that turf usually, and it'll end up skipping instead of bouncing. So we see a lot of that when we televise from the dome.
Come on, boys. Come on, guys.
So it's going to be 2-3-4 here. And there's a roller up the middle. Stacy pitch and catch for out number 1.
Come on, guys.
Brings up Dave Navarro. Greg Fleming on deck. We'll have to keep an eye on Greg and see how he's moving. After it looked like he might have tweaked an ankle. And there's Mike Myers. Of course, I always say if you're a young kid, watch Mike Myers. Mark Menizzi's pretty good too. Every time they field a ground ball, you'll see that they got their head right down and they're looking it all the way in. So 2 up, 2 down, it brings up G5, Greg Fleming. Of course, I started having fun with Greg. I'm calling him G57. He got picked up to play in the Harrison Park tournament at Clyde, and they gave him a shirt that had 57 on it.
Come on, Moj.
I was kidding them that day. They couldn't even give you a 5.
There we go, Moji. Go, Mike.
So we'll see how Greg runs here. And there he tries to slap. Looks like he's moving okay. That's a fair ball. So it doesn't look like whatever he did to that ankle or foot is bothering him. And Sal just asked him, can you run? He said he's good. Brings up Chris Peculius. Yes, Jose Rismondo will be back. And there's a long one down the line, and Ryan Russ got he kind of looked like he might have slipped on his first step. And the grass does look short, and you can still see the lines where they cut it. And this time of the year, the grass doesn't, and with this heat and lack of rain, the grass doesn't really grow as much. So when they cut it, and I haven't walked out there, so I don't know if there's any type of dew on it.
2 off in the swing, Greg.
So here's pick on the reset. And there's a ground ball, and Mike Marasovic closed his legs, and he made the play. A couple of flashback guys giving him some good-hearted grief, saying, finally. So we're going to halfway through, signature by a run, flashback coming to bat here. And they're in the top of the 6th, 4-4 on the other diamond. So we got a couple of very close games here.
Hey, Will.
So it's going to be Shane Lawler, Mike Marasovic, and Brian Kearns. And they did hit for Moji very early in the game. So halfway through, they're going to let him take this swing. And of course, they do have Jeff Hernandez and Will Russ who can come in to pitch. But this early in the game, Moji's done a good job. Some of the runs he's given up haven't been his fault. And Rollins has given up a couple of runs that haven't been his fault either. So here's Shane Lawler. And that's a ball. Might have nicked the plate. And Lawler line drive through the hole, and they'll bring Myers out to run for him. Shane Lawler
People do it better, baby.
just going opposite of the short center there.
Well, you could probably get it on your feet.
And my guess would be Moji will take until he gets at least one strike, maybe two, and then he'll just try to roll it on the carpet. Takes a strike. My guess now is if he gets that pitch to hit the slow roller. And Mike Myers gets back.
Sorry, Donnie. I was trying to be cool.
And again, some teams will try to pick you off and some won't. And Meyer clearly back. And there's a little roller, and Menizzi, plenty of time, as Moji did his job there. Myers was off on the swing. A lot of times when Jeff Hernandez is up, he actually yells, "Go!" and the runner takes off like a hit and run. So tying run at second, top of the order, 2 for 1 here in terms of an opportunity, unless we get an unorthodox double play. Kearns took a strike there. And Kearns, little fly ball. And that ball is carrying, but with the glove, Navarro makes the catch. Myers going to try to score from second. Will. So we're all tied up. It's Mike Myers from second base. And the reason was that wind pushed the ball away from Navarro. And as a result, we got to the replay late, folks. Sorry about that. Brings up the Spenzo. So here in the bottom of the fourth, new ball game, 7-7. So Navarro at the last second had to kind of lunge for it. Did make the catch. His momentum was taking him away from home plate. Bob Rush Jr., very aggressive at third. And a lot of these major teams, they're thinking two bases. And Dispenza, second time in the game, gets a hot shot at Menizzi. So brand new ball game as we head to the top of the fifth. As Dispenza grounds out to end it. But they get him on, they get him over, and they get him in. So we got two tie games here, 7-7 in the fifth here, 4-4 in the sixth on the other diamond. And I tell you, the Fat Kid's having a pretty good year. They won the A glove last year, graduated to the major level, and they've had a pretty nice year. That team is right on schedule. So it's going to be Tyler McCullough, Matt Menizzi, and Brian Haas here in the top of the fifth, and the Fat Kids just took a lead down there, 5-4.
Come on, guys.
And McCullough is going to flare that foul.
See how Wolfie still bring out his desk? I mean, it's like a project when he comes in. It really is.
So 5-4, and it looks like the Fat Kids may have a runner on third base there with one out. And of course, at the North-South, they knocked this signature team out of the tournament in a shootout in extra innings. And the wind was howling that day. So McCullough to Petey Raines, threw a little bit of a screwball. Shane Lawler easily on the bag, and that was a good job by Shane. He didn't get out on his front foot. He straddled it and was able to shift, touch the bag with his right as he reached out and stretched to make the play. And that's what you want to do, kids. You want to straddle the base so you can shift and slide either right or left depending on where the throw is. We see a lot of guys stretch on their front foot straight at the fielder, and then they're trying to reach across their body or extend it, trying to catch a ball. And we'll check the Fat Kids' score there. They may have picked up a second run to go up 2. So here's Dispenza, and they did. So bottom of the 6'4", fat kids. So that's going to bring up Brian Haas. 2 up, 2 down. And the man of the hour, Chris Carbonara, on deck.
Come on, Moji.
A regular softball?
Elk Grove League.
Yeah, okay. On Monday or something like that, Sal?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a line driving. P.J. Raines reached out, waved the glove, and robbed Haas. So that's a nice play there by P.J. Raines. As he had a couple of chances that inning, and he made both plays. So we head to the bottom of the 5th, still tied. And it's going to be P.J. Raines, the guy that made the great play, leading off Anthony Stacy and Mike Manzella. And of course, both teams missing a couple of guys. Spencer Mahoney not here. And Justin Smykowski not here for flashback. Either is Vito Iovino. So here's P.J. Raines to lead it off. And P.J. goes big to the gap. McCullough let the ball play him. He was dancing with him instead of running to a spot, and that cross breeze pushed it back over the top of him. And P.J. Raines goes big with a solo homer to lead off the bottom of the 5th. And we got to that a little late. But you can see that ball really rolled out there. P.J. leaned on it, got a little boost from the wind, and the wind was pushing it toward the right field line. Tyler kind of ran toward the gap. And he was just kind of jogging after that. And again, the wind does tend to affect the ball a little bit more in 16-inch than it will, say, in 12-inch. And there's a little cut in front of Fleming. Stacy. And they're giving Stacy the good-natured ribbing.
1 for 1,000 ain't bad, Stacy.
And Bob Rush Jr. said he threw his co-ed ball out there, referring to mush ball. So here's Manzella. I think I'd like to see Mike swing at some pitches that are a little higher up in the zone. He does have a little bit of an uppercut, but the problem is when you got bad legs and you top that ball, he's certainly a double play candidate. Not so much when he's healthy. But I think sometimes you got to make that adjustment. And he has been hitting a lot of high fly balls, and when he gets it mid-thigh to just below the letters like that, he humpbacks. So Stacy's going to easily get to third, and that's what I'm talking about, pitch selection. He got that pitch a little bit above the waist that was already elevated, and he gets the base hit. Runners on the corner now for Ryan Russ. And Ryan's been pulling the ball. I think his dad's trying to tell him, hit that ball to right. And Tyler McCullough is backed up thanks to P.J. Raines. And there's P.J. in the center of your screen. And that little flip ball that Ryan has, all he's got to do is get it over Manizzi. And again, you want to get a high pitch if you're going to flip that way. If you get a low pitch, you might hit a ground ball, or it may not stay fair. And that ball is inside. And that's good plate discipline. If you're looking, and there he tries to go,
No, Tyler, no.
and that ball is going to be way foul. Waited a hair too long, let the ball drop a little bit, wasn't level on the swing. And two things happen. One, you hit it with too much air, and two, you get the weird spin that ends up acting like a slice. And there's nobody out now. Ryan's job at a minimum here is get one in, get one over. You already lead 8-7. And as my good friend Lane Neiman used to say, 1 equals 2. Every run you get, they got to get 2. And now he tries to go down the left field line. And now Ryan's got deceptive pop. Danny can run. All he's really got to do here is barrel up and hit a fly ball. He's going to get one in and one over.
Yeah, the fly ball, see what,
So now your thinking has to change with the glove. It's about execution.
Right.
And Ryan chokes up about an inch and a half a lot. And that pitch was a little outside. I think Ryan thought it was going to be short. It looked like it was cleared the plate, but it was outside. He might have caught a break there. And now he does try to hit the fly ball. Now Tyler from there can throw you out, and Danny's going to respect that.
Hey, let's go.
But with 2 strikes, he does execute, and he pushes the 9th run across, and it brings up Joey Agardo. Mike Myers on deck. And I think Ryan's not happy because he missed the right field line and he missed the left field line. Didn't quite barrel up. It was a little bit of a defensive swing, and he just kind of pushed it out there.
You're good. No. One dead, only one dead.
And that pitch way inside. And Joey Agardo, that ball's got trouble. It drops. Dispenza, a little fumble. He's going to score run 10. And again, Joey with the legs wasn't going to risk blowing it out at all. But he drives in the 10th run. And that's an example. Hit to right center, and the ball got pushed away from Navarro. Couldn't get there, and it dropped. And that's a ball when Joey Agardo's 100%. He's standing on second base. Still only one out here.
Come on, Mike.
And it brings up Mike Meyer. Got a big hit earlier in the game with 2 outs to drive in a pair.
Come on, Mike.
And takes a strike there. And that ball's way out of play. We'll check on the score there. They're in the bottom of the 7th, 6-4, and Fat Kids have beaten Hex 7-4. So Fat Kids will be walking down here to play Flashback. 6-4 down there. So a couple of tight games. And again, Signature has what I like to call the big boy offense. So even though Flash is up 3 here. And there's a ground ball, and Mike Myers another hit. He pounds it between the shortstop and the third baseman. And now it's first and second here for Shane Lawler. And they're going to make the pitching change. Enrique Munoz Jr. coming in to take the rock. And, of course, Q, as he's affectionately called, was playing in the Parks when we plucked him and brought him to Mudville. And Very nice guy. His father's a terrific dude, too.
Yeah.
And I would think they're going to let...
That makes sense.
okay, for those of you watching on Facebook, I don't know who this outfit is. And I'll probably go delete it later. They have not been vetted. They're not a group that is supported by the Slow Pitch Softball Association. And they will probably be banned from the site because they didn't ask permission. And Shane Lawler, and they're going to get one. Haas dropped the glove. But runners on the corner, and the last batted out will come and get Shane Lawler. And Mike Myers is going to do double duty. So we can't vouch for this outfit, and I would tell you,
Gap looks big.
you need somebody with uniforms, just reach out to us and we'll put you in touch with somebody we know has been vetted and reliable. So here's Mike Marasovic, chance to help himself. They're going to play him tight in the outfield. The infielders are all on the cut of the grass. And Moji does not run well. Usually in these spots, he'll take till he gets two. And Q comes in with a strike. He'll probably take another one, I would think. He does. And that's outside. And Brian Kern's on deck. If your signature, you'd like to end the inning right here. Takes again. Full count. Myers will be running. 3-2 pitch. And Moji slaps it. Long throw in the dirt, easy. One hopper. And we'll go to the top of the sixth. Flashback, though, throws up a 3 spot. They take the 10-7 lead. And again, I'm not a big fan of hitting for pitchers early. Everybody's a little different. But Mike Marasovic, one of the best. And that's an example there. If your signature, runners on the corner, you already scored 3 and a chance to really open up the inning. And you've got Julian Gutierrez over there, and that would have been a good opportunity there to maybe have Julian come in and break the thing open. In worst case scenario, they would have played Julian that deep, he'd have beat that out. So, but everybody's different. So here's Chris Carbonara leading off.
Vamos!
Here we go, Moji. Here we go, Carbs. Let's go, kid.
And that pitch is a little short. With Donnie Rollins on deck, and there's a fly ball. Ryan Russell gobble it up. So Q came in for a pick, Sal?
Q went in for pick, yes.
So Enrique Munoz came in for the pitcher. So they kind of did a double switch there, in essence.
Here we go, Donnie.
Same way.
So one out.
Hey, big time to go in.
Here's Donnie Rollins with Danny Marston on deck.
Here we go, Vic. Here we go, Moji.
And there's a little soft liner. Mike Myers spins and throws in time. Mike Myers, another highlight reel play. And he gets the out at first with the little 360 throw right on the money. Now what I like on this is Shane Lawler didn't get out over his skis. He's played a lot of games at first with Myers. He knows he's got big range. And he was easily back to the bag. So here's Marston, and he goes and right to Myers. So Myers, busy inning, will head to the bottom of the sixth. Flashback leading.
Come on, Danny, let's go.
10-7.
Moji.
So it'll be top of the lineup, Brian Kearns, Danny Dispenza, and P.J. Raines. And here in the bottom of the 6th, you're looking for insurance heading into the 7th. So, especially with the gloves, the mantra now is get them on, get them over, get them in. No different than hardball. And next inning, looking ahead, it'll be for signature, Mark Manizzi, Dave Navarro, Greg Fleming, and I'd bet a couple of mortgage payments that Pick will re-enter and take a swing for a Q. So Fat Kid's making the walk down here. So basically here in the bottom of the 6th, top of the 7th, both teams are basically at the top of the order. Flash at number 1 and then Signature will be at number 2. And that's off of the pitcher, but right to Danny Marston, and he makes the play. So Q got enough leather to slow it down. Marston, good reaction, got over there. And that'll bring up Dispenza. And I got to tell you, the way the wind is pushing out to right, I think because he's hit a couple of hard one-hoppers at Manizzi, I think he's trying to turn and burn, but he hasn't been able to elevate, and now he pops it up the shaft. Navarro, with a long run, ended up sliding through it. I always laugh when they do that. I mean, the ball wasn't by the carpet. He had his arm fully extended. Could have easily run through it. But he made the catch, and a lot of these outfielders always talk about how beat up they are at the end of the year, and it's things like that where they just don't run through the ball anymore. So here's P.J. Raines, hit a solo bomb to lead off the 5th inning that put Flashback ahead. And now he goes hard the other way, and Navarro in trouble, but the glove saves him as he makes a tumbling catch for out number 3. So Navarro having an eventful 6th. And we'll head to a do-or-die 7th. Signature down 3. They need 3 to tie and extend the game. 4 gives them a lead. 5, anything less than 3, and Flashback will be playing the Fat Kids for the title. And as my good friend, I don't see him. Oh, there he is. Angelo Feliciano. Who's the best team in softball, Angie?
Fat Kids by far.
And he says, Fat Kids by far. Angie takes great pride in his uniforms. And they will surprise you. They come up with some neat looking stuff. They got a Blackhawk jersey. It looks like a Blackhawk jersey, but it's a Fat Kid jersey. It's pretty sharp. So here's Mark Manizzi. That's your fashion alert for the ball game. And here's Mark Manizzi. And Mark, a little roller. Moji knocks it down, stays with it, throws in time. So Moji, Danny Dispenza tell him way to bend over. I think Moji looked up and he saw Manizzi running. All of a sudden he had to put a little mustard on it, but he got it there. Leadoff man down. Actually, these 3 teams that are still left, they're all dressed very well. And if you're an A team, we want to remind you, we want you to wear uniforms with numbers, and they should match. So please keep that in mind when you come to the Class A tournament. So here we go. And he catches a strike there after falling behind.
Here we go.
and he walks the guy, brings up Greg Fleming. So Moji won't be happy with himself there. He's kind of looking around here a little bit, trying to slide his infield over. And I've seen Greg go the other way. And Mike Myers, for a second there, was talking to Stacy and wasn't paying attention.
Chase it out here.
And Greg, a little roller, and PJ Raines throws to first.
There you go, Shane. Nice footwork.
And that's a smart play by PJ. Navarro can flat out run.
There you go, Shaner.
No hesitation. He wasn't worried about the fielder's choice because that run doesn't mean anything. So Pick does, in fact, re-enter to swing for Enrique Munoz Jr.
Pass the bat, Pick.
with Tyler McCullough on deck. They need one more hit to get the tying run in the box here. And Pick a soft pop-up to Joey Agardo, and that'll do it. So flashback after trailing 4-0 and 7-4,
There you go, Danny.
comes back to win 10-7. We're going to click off and get ready for the next one. It'll be Fat Kids versus Flashback for all the marbles.